What's going on, YouTube? We're at the old desk here. You'll have to ignore the nasty marks on my hands. For some reason, mosquitoes just love my hands specifically, so. Throwing up a quick collection video because I went back and watched my old one and things have changed, so I'm just going to kind of scoot through this. Again, per usual, not at all showing off. This is more for my personal reference than it is for anything else. But I did see a lot of people watch the last one, which was surprising. So I figured might as well do it again. People seem to enjoy it. So we're just going to go straight into it. First things first, I do have a shoebox on the floor of what I would consider to be like my extras. Or, I don't want to say spares, but maybe just not currently being smoked. So I got to look through that as well. So I'll go through the pokers first. This is the first one. This is a Savoy's Argyle. I got this on eBay used. Most of these pipes I get on either eBay used or smokingpipes.com. That's where I'll get 90% of things. Nice long bent, kind of more delicate poker. The next poker is a Hackert. It's a 2023. Bought this one new. Nice big stubby poker with a little bit longer stem. I do have size triple extra large hands, so if something looks not as large as I'm making it sound, I mean, for reference, well, I mean, what can I even hold in my hand for reference that's on my table right now? Oh, here's a pen. Here's a pen in my hand. So I have large hands. Hackert. Love Hackert. You'll see that to be a recurring theme. Here's another recurring theme. Here is a Dagner. This is a 2015. I can't even hardly tell. This is a Christmas Dagner. I don't know who they have making these for them, but this was an eBay find. Rusticated poker. Here's another Dagner poker. This is my Halloween of 2017. Bought this new. This has been one of my all-time favorite looking pipes, for sure. Here is a Joe Case rusticated poker. Smaller bowl diameter on this one. Usually I lean around the 0.8 to 0.9 is my preference. I go down to about 0.7 at the lowest. I believe this is going to be a 0.7 inner diameter. It sounds like nitpicking. It kind of is, but it's just preference. I mean, all of this is preference. Joe Case recently passed within the last few years, so I'm very thankful to have something from him. Great guy by all accounts. And I have this Morgan Bones. This is the only Chris Morgan pipe I have anymore. But this is my Morgan Bones poker. This has been smoked many a time. Let me look over here on the rack as well. That's a poker, and I think that's it. My final poker, and this is kind of the big boy. This is my Dunhill White Spot, Alfred Dunhill. I believe this is a 2009. I don't remember, honestly. I'm not good with Dunhills. I'm sure somebody can correct me. But yeah, this is the only Dunhill I own. And this is by far the most expensive pipe that I own. But it is also one of my favorites. I wanted to not like Dunhills when I first got one. I was hoping it would just smoke the same. The first one I got, which was extremely cheap and very well used. I didn't like it that much, but when I saw this come up for sale for a semi-reasonable price, comparatively, I decided to try it, and it does, in fact, smoke excellently. So that's going to end the pokers. I'll go straight to my corn cobs, because I have a pile of them right here. I'm not going to remember the name. They're all by Missouri Meerschaum, so we'll just go through it. This is one of the Cornell and Deal collaborations. This is a Bent something, I think country something, southern something. I mean, if it's Cornell and Deal, it's probably got some sort of marketing in that direction, but this is the nice upgraded acrylic stems. I really do not like the Missouri Meerschaum standard stems, the softer, more pliable plastic. I really like the hard acrylic, just because I bite the hell out of things. I put softy bits on pipes because I clench everything and I tend to chew. So I like the harder pipes, harder stems. They seem to last longer. So there's that one. Here's one that I have yet to smoke. This is, I think, their anniversary one that I just recently got. I think it's the Legend Anniversary is what it's called, with the nice amber finish to it. Here's a straight, oh, I forget what it's called. It's not the Emerald. This is the cheaper version of the Emerald. Kind of poker-esque. I liked the slant at the top. Here's the label, if interested. I don't know if that tells you anything. Here's another Cornell and Deal collaboration. Southport Ferryman. Here is what was listed as a Dagner collaboration. I'm not too sure about that unless it has some sort of aftermarket stem. Even then, it doesn't line up with the other ones, but it smokes great anyway. That's about all I can say about it. Here's the label. If anybody has any information on this, please let me know, because I don't. And then I have one. Where's the second one? Oh, it's down here. I've got two Dagner pokers still, if you've seen my last video. They're about 5 years age difference on them. But I've had multiples of these, just because I would take them off-roading and things like that, and they would just get broken or waterlogged or whatever. But yes, the Dagner Corn Cob poker. Haven't been using as much recently. I've been actually enjoying longer pipes, but still one of my all-time favorites. Here's a Mark Twain. This is probably my favorite currently. I do have an aftermarket stem coming for it from Vermont Freehand, something like that. This is the softer, more pliable plastic. I've only smoked this a handful of times, and it's already pretty gnawed up, but I do like this shape a lot. And let's see, I've got a little Devil Cutty. I've got one of the Dagner Herbal pipes, we'll call it. And I got an extra one that I'm going to give to my sister when she comes into town. Oh, and I also have one of their cool painted ones that they did, because I'm just a fanboy and I had to. Let's see. So that will end the cobs. I'm just going to start going through standard briar pipes now. Here's a Falcon. It's teeny tiny. I don't know if this is a standard size Falcon. This is the only one I've ever owned. But I got it on eBay for cheap, and it actually didn't have a gnarly bowl. It seems like most Falcons get smoked to hell. It seems like most of the bowls are just absolutely gnarled up. But this one was in pretty good condition, and I've never tried one, so I grabbed a Falcon. Here are two Dagner Devil Anse Cutties. One rusticated, one smooth. I've had this one for a long time. I recently picked up this one because I wanted to have a matching pair. Very cool. Let's see, finish out the shoebox. I do have two matching Savoys. This is kind of the brand, I guess you would say, I collect the most. The quality is unbelievable for the price. I don't know if they still exist. I don't think they do. But it's an English-made pipe, and you can get them between like $20 and $100 at the absolute most, and they're just utterly great. But I found these probably almost a year apart at this point, at least 6 months apart. Seems to be the same shape. These are Savoy's Curzon and Ludlow. Shape is 807. 807, yeah. It is the same shape. That was just coincidence. Here's an odd one. Let me try. Oh, yeah. This is the American Smoking Pipe Company. Little Bent Dublin. This previous owner smoked the hell out of this, but I got it for a great price. And I like these kind of more dainty, I don't know, a little bit more subdued, kind of slender stems. So this is a really cool one. Set that on the ground. This was a gift from my buddy John. This is Rattray's Braveheart, which happens to be one of my favorite movies. I haven't smoked it much, I think twice, just because it's not really my style. It's quite heavy, which, as somebody who clenches all the time, a heavy pipe tends to torque on your teeth. But I do think it's gorgeous. It's hard to tell in the camera, but it just looks unreal. Here's an odd one that I just recently got. This is a Polish maker. I forget his name. Turkiewicz, something like that. It's an interesting look. I like purple. Purple's one of probably my favorite color, and I like this little flare portion I've ever seen. And I got it for extremely cheap. Came with an extra stem. It's made out of pear wood, which is the only pear wood pipe I have. I haven't smoked it yet because it kind of smells like glue or paint, and I'm waiting for that to, I'm assuming it's some sort of polish or something. I'm waiting for that to leave the equation before I try it, but pretty cool. Last two from the shoebox. I've got a pocket pipe. This one is a Bert's Shukin. I don't know how you pronounce that. Little vest pipe. A lot of times these are marketed by like Rolex and big companies, but usually made by, I think, French companies. I think this is a French company as well. Just a neat little pocket pipe. Just because it's cool. And then I dropped the last one. I believe this is a Savoy's as well. No, this is a Savenelli Rootbriar 915EX. I thought this was a really cool shape. Needs to be polished for sure. I haven't smoked it yet. I got it off eBay, threw a softy bit on it, and here it is. If it seems like I buy a lot of pipes on eBay, usually they're under the $50 mark. And I'm pretty picky with things that I like. If I don't like it, I don't get it. I don't care if it's a good value or not. And I just liked this, and it was a good value, so I got it. But yeah, it's really cool. I just haven't gotten around to smoking it yet, unfortunately. All right, onto the rack. Here's a Jake Hackert stubby billiard. I love his stubby stuff. Nice big chamber diameter. This is a 2020. Beautiful. Love it. Slight bend. I'm warming up to a bent pipe. I didn't used to. I used to be straight only pretty much, but I'm warming up to the bend. Here's a, oh Jesus, Heritage Embassy Shape 39 Kaywoodie. It reminds me of like a root beer barrel. Pretty neat. Again, on eBay, maybe 30, 40 bucks at most. Smokes great. Smokes really, really well. Here's one that I found at a local swap meet before I moved. This is a GBD Lovat billiard shape. Huge bowl. I could not believe that I got this for $3 local to me, and it looks like some crazy briar. I don't even know, with the bird's eye in it and stuff like that. I mean, it looks beautiful. $3 and local, which at least where I used to live in Southern California, I mean, there's hardly any pipe smokers that I'm aware of. Not like it would be on the East Coast or the Midwest. So this was just sheer luck to find something like this. And this next one I'm not too sure. I believe this is either Savoy's or a Savenelli or a Sasieni. I'm not sure on that S, but it is an Old England shape 60. I love the shape of these. It looks like some sort of sea creature. Huge bowl, almost 1 inch diameter. It's like 0.9 something. Massive. They sit. I love a sitter. Really cool. This pipe is made by a company called Zodiac. I have yet to find anything made by them since, but it's a nice, dainty little bent billiard. Here's another Jake Hackert. This is a pretty rare long Jake Hackert, kind of the saddle bit style. This is a 2013, I believe it says. Pretty cool. Really like this one. I wish he kept making pipes like this. Nothing against what he currently makes, but I do like a longer pipe. I used to be about nose warmers. That was about all I was interested in, but I'm starting to change my preferences, or at least they come and they go. Here is a, I forget who makes this. Ed Burak. This is the Connoisseur line that he does. I don't know if it's a house or just him or what, but it's like a giant egg bent thing. It's pretty crazy looking, but it's beautiful. I really like the wood grain on it. Again, got it for a steal, and it smokes fantastic. Here's a Savenelli for all those who have been waiting for one. I think this is my only Savenelli. This is a Savenelli Sienna is the finish. What's the shape? 616KS. I had a 320. It was a little bit too small for me, so I went for one of these guys. Really nice, really smooth, great deal, great price point, I should say, for Savenelli's. Here is a J. Waille, I believe, Lunel. This is a big old bent pipe. This is a little bit large. I mean, this is perfect for me. This is probably a little bit too large for most people. Amiral Super is the marking. It smokes wonderfully. I don't smoke it that much. This is going to be a very good winter pipe. Sets the mood. Here's probably my least smoked pipe that I have smoked. I don't even remember. This is a Savoy's something. It's an Argyle. You can barely make it out. There's nothing against it. It's just a little bit off for me. That's about all I can say. I love the stem color, and I love how it looks. It just... Maybe I had a bad first smoke on it. I'm not sure, but you know how it is. Everybody's got one pipe in their collection, big or small, depending on how large your collection is, where it's just not your favorite, you're not sure why. Here's another Savoy's. Savoy's. Made in London, England, shape 189. Love the shape of this pipe. I wish I could give you guys more information on these, but most of the pipes I own are just random one-offs. Not one-off as if they were never made again, but just good luck finding another type thing. Like I said, I just pick up what I like. This is one of them. Here is a classic. Here's a Peterson. This is the Sherlock Holmes. What's the shape on this? 925K. Got this at my local tobacconist tinderbox in Costa Mesa, California before I moved. My girlfriend actually picked it out. I brought her in. I finally got her to go after almost a decade of me being a customer there. I finally got her to go in, and she said she liked this one the best. So I got it. I wouldn't have normally gotten it because it's a P-lip, but I do enjoy it. So, a couple more here. I've got to verify the name on this because I've messed it up before. This is a Maestro Geppetto, bent rusticated Dublin with a small chamber. Usually I use Virginias in small chambers just because that's what people have said. I'm not going to pretend like I've noticed a big difference, but I definitely prefer a larger bowl for Englishes, just based on preference. But I wouldn't particularly say I've noticed a difference in smaller bowls with Virginias, but I do notice a difference with larger bowls with Englishes. So I'm like, all right, it probably goes both ways. This is a rusticado, so just rusticated. But this is the last pipe I bought at Tinderbox before I moved. I bought this just like a couple of days, maybe a week before we moved. Moved to a new state, sorry, not just moved down the street. Here's my other Joe case. This is a Dublin with the exact same extremely unique rustication that he would do. I've never seen anything like it elsewhere. I'm sure it exists, but I've never seen it. This is a saddle bit, extremely small chamber. Does not sit, which kind of bums me out, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, again, if you watch the Dagners for any length of time, you know a Joe case is a must. I would love to get a Dagner Slayer, but I imagine those just never come up for sale. But the fact that I own two Joe cases is, if you would have told 19-year-old me, I would have been extremely satisfied with where my pipe smoking journey had gone. This one, I don't have a clue who makes it. Let me see. Oh. This is an Asquith, apparently. I didn't even know that. I assumed it was like a Japanese company because there's a little flower in here. Doesn't seem very European, but this is beautiful. I think this might even be Morta. I'm not sure. I don't think this is Briar. The grain looks extremely unfamiliar. But the striped purple stem on this, my God, is this thing beautiful. Nice little stubby Dublin. I love me a straight Dublin. Whew, this is one of the prettiest pipes I've ever seen. This is one of those, I think it was like 200 something bucks. It was too much money. But it was just one of those things where I saw the picture and I was like, I have to have that. I just have to. I'll sell a pipe if I need to. I'll sell 3 if I need to. This just needs to be in the collection. I mean, I really do look at pipes as art to a certain extent, not to get ridiculous, but they are. And this to me was just like, this is just one of those ones. It's beautiful. I love this thing. I don't smoke it that much because it's so small. Excuse the voice crack. It's so small, and I have a long mustache. So I'm afraid I'm going to burn my mustache hairs. Alright, I need to verify this one as well, because I did not buy this myself. This is a Jacono Knight. My buddy John got this for me. Pleasantly surprised. We did just a blind gifts for pipes, and we both came out pretty happy. I was literally in the market for a Saddle Bit Dublin at the time, and he just happened to get this for me, which is great. I don't smoke it too much because it is very heavy, but when I'm feeling like holding something, this is one of the ones that I'm going for. I don't usually hold my pipes all that often while I'm smoking them, usually in my teeth or set down, but when I'm in one of those moods, this is probably the first one I'm going to reach for in that situation. But I have smoked it, that's for sure. Got a little bit disorganized here. I'm missing a pipe from the rack. Where did that even go? I'm not sure. Okay. Last one from the rack. This is a Castello. This is a quadruple K, so a KKKK. Sea Rock Briar. What shape even is this thing? Shape 14, I believe. This is a massive pipe. This is like a chimney. It's huge, extremely heavy. But I've always wanted Castello Sea Rock Briar because of Bradley at Stuff and Things. And this one came up on eBay for shockingly cheap. But I know it's legit. I've had a Castello before. I didn't like it that much. And it was not a Sea Rock Briar. But I mean, I recognize the markings, and it was a very reputable seller. It was an auction, and it went for about half as much as I would have expected normally. Maybe it's just an off-putting shape or something, or people were sleeping that day, I'm not sure, but I got a killer deal on it, and I'm not complaining. So yeah, that's my one Castello. I've got two more pipes here. I'm really curious, what did I take out of the rack that I didn't put? Oh, it's the Dunhill. The Dunhill goes in the rack. I've got a weird organization. If you guys want to see my pipe storage shelf thing, also with my tobacco storage underneath, let me know. It's interesting. Two more. I'll do the weirdest one last. So this is probably my favorite looking pipe that I own. It's between this guy, this one, yeah. Those are my four favorite looking pipes. I don't know what that says about me, but there they are. This is a just utterly beautiful Cutty. I forget who makes this. Burak again. Same as that giant bent egg thing. Connoisseur line again. This was quite expensive. I bought this for myself for my birthday. And I actually saved up for it. I was so afraid somebody was going to buy it from Smoking Pipes because it was in their estate section, and they didn't. And I got it. And it sits. Oh, it's beautiful. As a nautical nerd, as I'll grab my paperweight that's on my desk right now, as a nautical nerd and just fan of everything Sailor and Lighthouse, as you can see, I had to get a Cutty. And this is the best Cutty I've ever seen. It just is. So I had to get it. Very excited. I lied, there's two more. Here's a little mini Savoys that I've never smoked because the stem is gnarly and it's extremely small. But I think I got this for like $10 or something like that, with like $4 shipping. So why not? I don't know. Maybe I'll give it to somebody. A lot of the first pipes that came out of the shoebox might be gifts to people, or somebody comes over and they want to experiment with a pipe. Might be what those are intended for. This is the last one. And this, you are seeing it right. This is a perfectly round thing. So the reason I like this, and the reason I got this, I looked at this thing on eBay for probably 6 months from the guy who made it. Oh, Jesus. Something Simsek, S-I-M-S-E-K is his last name. He's on eBay, and his eBay account is his name, I think. But it reminds me of the beach. This looks like a bonfire. This looks like wood from the bonfire that got wet. And then this looks like some sort of fish bone or something. To me, this thing looks like it should smell like salt water, coming from a beach city. And I just stared at it for about 6 months, and one day I was like, you know what? It was just one of those things that I had looked at it for so long and so many times that I became attached to it. I was like, if somebody else ends up owning this, I'm going to be disappointed. I've never smoked it. I honestly don't know if I plan to smoke it, but this just sits on a table like that, and it looks crazy. This is actually a stem, just like a standard pipe in reverse. I don't know how the stem's supposed to go. Does it go this way? Or does it go this way? I think it goes this way. I'm not sure. It's crazy. It's weird. It's by far one of the weirder pipes I've ever seen. But something about it. I just really like it. And it's strangely comfortable. I'm not going to pretend like the perfect circle with an edge is comfortable in the hand, but it's strangely satisfying to hold. So yeah, I believe that's it. Just for fun, because I'm a pretty chaotic person, I want to see a miss, which is going to drive somebody crazy, I'm sure, but these are little pieces of wood intended on burning stuff inside of them, so I think they'll be okay if I just make a pile of briar here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope this was interesting, and I hope the audio comes out okay. I've got a little lavalier mic clipped onto my shirt, and I think it's been bumping my neck, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.